The emergency clinic on Outpost Kepler 442b had seen many strange cases since humanity began colonizing the outer reaches, but nothing had prepared Dr. Amelia Chen for the creature that crash-landed in the medical bay's courtyard that fateful evening. The impact shook the entire structure. Amelia dropped her datapad and rushed outside, her assistant Christopher Rodriguez close behind. What they found defied every scientific understanding they possessed. A dragon. Not the mythical beasts from Earth's ancient folklore, but something eerily similar, scales that shimmered like liquid mercury, wings spanning nearly 15 meters, and eyes that held an intelligence far beyond any animal either human had encountered. The creature was massive, easily the size of a small shuttle, and it was clearly distressed. Cradled in its foreclaw was something smaller. A hatchling, no larger than a house cat, with translucent wings that caught the light of Kepler 442b's twin suns. One of those delicate wings hung at an unnatural angle, clearly broken. The mother dragon's gaze locked onto Amelia, and in that moment, she understood. This was not a threat. This was a mother seeking help for her child. "Christopher," Amelia said softly, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Get the portable scanner and the osteo-regenerator. Carefully. Dr. Chen, that thing could incinerate us with a sneeze." "She won't." Amelia took a slow step forward, her hands raised in what she hoped was a universal gesture of peace. "She's asking for help." The dragon's nostrils flared, releasing small wisps of what looked like bioluminescent vapor. It made a sound, not quite a growl, not quite a purr, that resonated in Amelia's chest. Then, with impossible gentleness for a creature of such size, the mother dragon lowered her foreclaw to the ground, presenting the injured hatchling. Christopher returned with the equipment, his hands trembling slightly. "I can't believe we're doing this." "Believe it," Amelia murmured, kneeling beside the small dragon. Up close, she could see the delicate bone structure through its semi-transparent wings. The fracture was clean, but needed immediate attention. "Hold the scanner steady." The hatchling made a small chirping sound, its eyes, impossibly large and opalescent, watching Amelia with what she could only describe as trust. The mother dragon loomed above them, utterly still, but Amelia could feel the weight of her attention. "Okay, little one," Amelia whispered, activating the osteo-regenerator. "This might feel strange, but it won't hurt." The device hummed to life, bathing the broken wing in a soft blue light. Amelia had used this technology countless times on human patients, but never on a creature whose biology was completely unknown to her. She had to work on instinct, adjusting the frequency based on the scanner's readings of the hatchling's bone density and cellular structure. Christopher monitored the readouts. "It's working. The bone is knitting together. Dr. Chen, this is incredible. The cellular response is faster than anything I've seen." 20 minutes later, the wing was whole again. Amelia carefully flexed it, checking the range of motion. The hatchling chirped again, louder this time, and fluttered both wings experimentally. Then it did something that made both humans gasp. It pressed its small head against Amelia's palm, the gesture unmistakably affectionate. The mother dragon made a sound like distant thunder combined with wind chimes. She lowered her massive head and touched her snout gently to Amelia's shoulder. The contact sent a tingling sensation through the doctor's body, and for a brief moment, she felt something impossible. A connection, a communication beyond words, gratitude, pure and overwhelming. Then the dragon spread her magnificent wings, scooped up her hatchling, and launched into the amber sky. That was... Christopher struggled to find words. Did that actually just happen? Amelia stared at the sky long after the dragons had vanished. Yes, it did. They returned to the clinic, both still processing the encounter. Neither expected what they would find the next morning. The courtyard was filled with objects. Christopher discovered them first, his shout bringing Amelia running. "Dr. Chen, you need to see this!" The dragons had returned during the night and left a treasure trove unlike anything humanity had ever discovered. There were crystalline structures that pulsed with their own internal light, metal alloys that seemed to shift colors based on the viewer's thoughts, devices whose purposes were incomprehensible, but whose sophistication was undeniable. Amelia picked up a small sphere that felt warm in her palm. Holographic symbols materialized around it. Star charts, she realized, showing systems humanity hadn't yet explored. "These are ancient," Christopher breathed, examining a tablet covered in intricate engravings. "Some of these materials, they're not from any known civilization in this sector." Over the following weeks, xenoarchaeologists from across human space converged on Outpost Kepler 442b. The relics the Dragon Mother had left proved to be priceless artifacts from a dozen extinct civilizations, some dating back millions of years. Advanced medical technologies, navigation systems, energy sources that operated on principles humanity was only beginning to understand. Each item was a leap forward for human knowledge. But for Amelia, the most precious gift was something else entirely. Among the relics was a smooth stone that, when held, projected images into her mind. Memories, she realized, of the dragons themselves. An ancient species, guardians of knowledge, collectors of the treasures left behind by civilizations that had risen and fallen across the ages. The dragons had been watching humanity, waiting to see what kind of species they were. And in one act of compassion, Amelia had answered that question. Christopher found her one evening standing in the courtyard where the dragon had first landed, the memory stone in her hands. "What are you thinking?" he asked. Amelia smiled, watching the twin suns set. That kindness is the most universal language, and that maybe, just maybe, humanity is worthy of the stars after all. High above, barely visible against the darkening sky, two dragon shapes circled, a mother and her hatchling, watching over the humans who had proven that some values transcended species. The message was clear. Humanity had passed a test they hadn't known they were taking, and the dragons, ancient and wise, had welcomed them into a larger universe than they'd ever imagined.